Hey, good morning to you. Reading from Daniel chapter 5, it says, Belshazzar the king made a great feast for 1,000 of his lords and drank wine in the presence of the 1,000. While he tasted the wine, Belshazzar gave the command to bring gold and silver vessels, which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple which had been in Jerusalem, that the king, his lords, his wives, his concubines might drink from them. Then they brought the gold vessels that had been taken from the temple of the house of God, which had been in Jerusalem, and the king and his lords, his wives, his concubines drank from them. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold and silver, bronze, iron, wood, and stone. In the same hour, the fingers of a man's hand appeared and wrote opposite the lampstand on the plaster of the wall of the king's palace, and the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Then the king's countenance changed, his thoughts troubled, so that the joints of his hips were loosened and his knees knocked against each other. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, the soothsayers. The king spoke, saying to the wise men of Babylon, "Whoever reads this writing and tells me its interpretation shall be clothed with purple and have a chain of gold around his neck. He shall be the third ruler in the kingdom." Now all the king's wise men came, they could not read the writing and make known to the king its interpretation. Then King Belshazzar was greatly troubled, his countenance was changed, and his lords were astonished. And so what we read here is the handwriting on the wall. We know what happens. Daniel comes, explains to him the vision that he saw, the handwriting on the wall. He tells him, now you saw your father go through this, and he acknowledged, you saw what happened to him. But you, his son Belshazzar, have not humbled your heart, although you knew all this. It's important that we remember that we're going to be held accountable for what we know. I believe the president of this nation is going to be held accountable. He professes to know Christ, yet he supports things that are not acceptable to God, and so he'll be held accountable for that also. We know this. Three little saying, Mina, Mina, Tekel, Uperson. Mina, God has numbered your kingdom and finished it. Tekel, you've been weighed in the balances and found wanting. And Perez, your kingdom has been divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. I pray that we might see a movement in our country. We might understand that God knows, and that people cannot take the things of God and use them for their pagan purposes. He took the things of the temple, which tells me that there are people today trying to take the things of God and use them for evil purposes. You be that one that stands as Daniel stands and speaks the truth as Daniel spoke the truth, that they may know that though they may be using things improperly, they may be fighting against God and abusing God's people, God will hold them accountable, and that God is still God. I pray you'll be strong on this Tuesday, that you'll make a difference, that you will proclaim the truth to those around you. Know that you are loved. Know as always that at Westview we're here for you. You have a great day, and God bless.